Junior David Caldwell talks about his end goal for the 2026 wrestling season and a personal area of improvement to prepare for districts.
My end goal for wrestling is to qualify for state and make it as far as I can. A specific area of improvement for me would be I want to work on my endurance.
Senior Jordan Barr tells how he's preparing for districts and how coaches are working with him to improve.
Something I'm going to do to prepare for districts is study the film and just watch as much wrestling as possible. Something I'm having the coaches work with me on is getting up off the bottom because it's been one of my low points this season, and so I've been staying after it and trying to get more working on that.
With Kendall Jones, I'm Lily Huff with Cutlass TV News. Here is Ian McCann talking about his Winter Guard team.
My favorite season is most definitely Winter Guard season because we do a lot more expressive and fun shows, and it's just color guard. I do love being able to be part of the band and getting to participate with them. However, being able to just work as a team to come up with a creative way to express a song is just something special to me. My favorite thing we have done is probably this year, Everybody Leaves. It's kind of sad, but it kind of shows the journey of like learning to believe in yourself, trust in yourself. It's kind of fun. So a typical week of practice looks, we rehearse Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 9 p.m. And then we sometimes we'll have open gyms during the week, just a couple hours where you can come up, practice. One of us coaches will be there and we'll be there to help you individually, that kind of stuff. But otherwise, it's a pretty low maintenance practice schedule. We do have some weeks where we rehearse on Saturdays, early season, to learn as much of the show as possible. But otherwise, we have a lot of fun.
Here is Vincent Burris talking about what's it like being on Winter Guard.
Winter Guard is different. It's done indoors primarily for the most part, and we have a floor that we put down. Color Guard is outside and marching. I think the most challenging part of the Winter Guard season is competition time. Just moving around more, having to go places. There's a lot more pressure put onto us to perform. I've been in 2 performances. My favorite performance was Lost in the Cosmos.
Here's Lexi Johnson talking about what's it like being on the Winter Guard.
The words of advice for somebody who wants to join Color Guard and Winter Guard: just step out of your comfort zone and try something new. At first it might be intimidating, but there's always people there for you who are, gonna be your supportive system. My favorite moment being in Color Guard and or Winter Guard is definitely the competitions. I love making memories with my friends, joking around, getting ready together. The hardest thing about Winter Guard that someone wouldn't expect is that it's actually really hard, just in general. Like, what we do is a lot of intensive work, and we may make it look easy, but our choreography is super hard. You have to be able to have the right momentum, you have to be able to be in sync with each other, and that's really what we work the hardest on.
With Jenna, I'm Danny for Cutlass TV News.
Dr. Atkins tells us about parking and driving safety regarding students.
So we got some messages from not only Mill Creek, but also from Grace and then from the community that there were some cars using those parking lots and circle drives. And then we were able to identify that those cars were student drivers coming back and forth from wherever they were coming back and forth with. And so that's why we made the announcement and made the adjustment to let everybody know that if we find you guys driving through those parking lots, then you will have a consequence. So it comes from a couple different directions, right? We get announcements from a lot of community members or from parents driving by. We get people that will come and tell us, students will come and report things. Every once in a while it's from law enforcement. And then we also have the security cameras inside and outside of school, and Mill Creek and Grace and Yoakum all have security cameras as well. So we hear, hey, the red car's speeding at 11 o'clock. We can go watch the security cameras, watch the red car, and then address things as we need to. So the consequences vary. They could be as simple as a warning, or they could be as extreme as losing your parking pass and not being allowed to park on campus and those kind of things anymore. And because our campus crosses into some city public roads, law enforcement can be involved. There could be speeding tickets or careless driving tickets and those kind of things also issued. The traffic flow map is kind of a work in progress. We have some things that cause issues for our campus. Every high school campus is different. Not only the outside streets and the public streets, but then also our campus. We have a issue with one of our parking lots where we're not supposed to drive buses down it. We have 31 buses that come to our campus, which is a large number of buses for a high school campus. A previous building I worked at had 9, and they had the same size campus. So 31 buses is a large number of buses, and then a large number of drivers. And then when you add in the Mill Creek campus and the Yoakum campus and the 4-way stops and the streets and that kind of stuff, like it's an ever-changing thing that we're trying to get to where it is best or even improved. It's not perfect as of right now, no. So when you start looking at a high school campus, you have high school drivers, you have community drivers and parents, and then you have a lot of pedestrians, kids getting in and off of buses, kids getting in and out of their cars, kids walking from here to Mill Creek or to Grace or to Yoakum to do the things they need to. And then when you add in the Grace parking lot and little kids, and you add in Mill Creek and recess and little kids, like there's a lot of moving pieces to our traffic scenario. And so our goal is to, and then we take 16, 17, 18-year-old high school drivers that are trying to get to and from places on time, trying not to get their tardies, trying to do all the things they need to do, and then maybe extra, get their quick trip drink and get those kind of things to be where they need to be on time. And so our goal is to get everybody to where they need to be as safely as possible. And so by allowing the driving, we need to have an ownership by not only us, but also the high school students to be safe, and to make sure that they're doing the things they need to do to keep everybody healthy and everything like that in our parking lots. And so we talk about it during the town hall meetings in first of school year and in January. There's some written statements in the parking pass information, that kind of stuff that goes out. And then some of it's, hey, we just gotta have common sense and we gotta make sure that we're doing good things, which is responsible driving, whether you're in a school parking lot or on the highway or wherever you're at.
I'm Addison Amos with Cutlass TV News.